Welcome back, guys. So in this lecture, let's start learning about locators. So this is one of the very important concept in Selenium WebDriver. For next three lectures, please concentrate because these are building blocks to build your automation scripts using Selenium. So you need to understand what are the locators, what are different type of locators and how to create them. Okay, firstly let's try to understand why do we need these locators. So I'll go back to one web application which I have exclusively developed for practice. You can reach this page with rahulshettyacademy.com/angular practice, or you can go to projects tab in rahulshettyacademy.com web page and then you will see all the practice websites there. Okay, now in the last lecture we have seen how to invoke the browser and we saw how to get the title of that specific browser and how to close it and how to maximize the browser. So these are the basic things we have seen in the previous lecture. So now in this lecture I want to fill this form. Simple. I want to enter the details in these edit boxes, select this checkbox, okay, and then select an option from the drop down and submit the form. Once you submit the form, now for example you can say Rahul Shetty and then submit it, because I don't have any error validation, so you will get this message once you click on that submit button. So you need to validate whether this success text is displayed or not. So this is our test case. Now how to start actually entering something into edit boxes. So first you need to type Rahul in this edit box. How to do that? So here where locator comes into picture. So how to tell your Selenium test to come to exact this edit box and type something. So that's what we need to understand now. So when you right click and select inspect, then you will be opened with the developer tools in the browser you are working. In that specific browser, if you try to spy on that name edit box by hitting this link and then try to spy, all the HTML attributes specific to that edit box will be displayed, will be highlighted with see blue icon like this. Okay, so basically for a developer to create this edit box, these are the properties he have used at his end to build this edit box. Okay, these are the input is a tag name. You see that class, minimum length, name, required type. These are called attributes of that specific HTML. So whatever it starts with arrow, then that we call as a tag name in HTML language, and class, minimum length, and we call these as an attributes. And values of these attributes are this one, which comes under right side of your assignment. So left side is called attribute and right side one is called value of that specific class attribute. So that means totally here there are 4 properties. So for each property, left side assignment value is called an attribute, right side assignment value is called value. Nice. And this is the input tag. These are the details you have for that edit box. Based upon these details, Selenium can recognize this edit box. So let's see how to do that. Now what they were suggesting is, if you have an ID in your HTML properties, then Selenium have a step called ID find element. Okay, we have something called find element by ID, and if you pass ID as an argument which is specific to that edit box, then Selenium will find out that ID and then it will identify that edit box so that you can perform operation on it. Similarly, they exposed one more locator called name. So if you have name equals to, now if you carefully observe for this edit box, there is an property called name. So that means you can use name locator exposed by Selenium to identify this edit box. Let's see how to do that. Now I'll actually create one new test locators, and this step is a common where invoking the browser comes into picture, which we have seen in our last lecture. So move your cursor and import selenium.webdriver. Okay. So to navigate to that particular website, you know that there is a method called get, which will help you to load that specific URL in the browser. This is the step 1, and that should be wrapped under double quotes. Right. So now you have to handle this edit box so that you want to enter name inside it. So you have to say driver dot, and then if you carefully observe, there are different methods available here. Find element by ID, find element by XPath, find element by class name, CSS selector. These are the different locators available for you to find that edit box. Okay. Now, if you carefully observe, name is one of the attribute defined, and in Selenium you have find element by name. Okay, you can select that and pass that value. So what is the value of this name attribute, which is nothing but name again? So you can simply pass that find element by name, which have the value of name. So when you run this step now, your Selenium will try to find out name attribute with name value, and once it found, your control will reach us here. So what after reaching at this edit box? Your ultimate goal is to enter some letters in that edit box, right? So how can you send some values? For that, again, just say dot. You will have different methods available to act upon that edit box, what you found here. Now, you can read this to understand which will suit for our requirement. Our goal here is to send some information into that edit box, isn't it? So send, you see that? Send underscore keys. This is the method used to send the input into that edit box. Right. So now whatever value you enter here now will be sent to that edit box. Right. Let's see that. Now let me run this test and see how it goes. What happened? Run locators. You see that it have entered Rahul in that edit box. I hope you understood how does it happen, because you used a method called send keys to send, and to find that edit box you have used this locator called find element by name. So like this, there are a lot of other locators available in Selenium. Let's try to understand all these in our coming lectures. Okay. Thank you.